Oh, there is also misery.
Wow, the weather is so cool. What do you say, Dad? You asked your father, who was walking beside you while admiring the beauty of the weather in the park, which was nearby your house. Yes, Van, it's so cool. Let's sit here, he said while sitting in one of the benches and asked you to sit beside him, so you did. Dad, why do you suddenly bring me here? Is there anything to talk with me? Usually, you won't bring to the park until and unless it's so important. Then you saw your father, who was tapping fingers as if he was hastening to speak with you. Yes, Swan, but I don't know how to say that. Then you held your father's hand and said, squishing gently as you were assuring him, Dad, you don't need to hesitate to talk with me. I'm your daughter. You should order me. Now tell me what it is, you said, giving a soft smile to him. One, actually, that is, you know about John uncle, right? Jungkook Oppa's father. What happened? We had promised each other that if I gave birth to daughter, she'll be their daughter-in-law. At the time, Jungkook was 2 years old, but you were born after 10 years. Now it's become a huge gap, but I want to keep my promise. So, will you marry Jungkook? You can see how much he was pleading with his eyes. One said he wants to keep his promise, and another said he was worried what if he doesn't agree to this marriage. What if you get hurt? Dad, I understand what you are thinking. As a person who others to value should stand on his promise, and as a father to a daughter wanted to give the best to her. Don't worry, Dad, I'm agreeing to this marriage, you said, blinking eyes, giving a soft smile to him. Really? At once his face became bright, which was filled with guilt while back. Then your answer brought a bright smile on his face. Yes, Dad. Oh my god, thank you so much, Ryan. Then he shed a teardrop and kissed on your forehead. After a week, you both got married and came to the new house which was gifted by your parents. Oppa, this house is so beautiful, right? Van, don't call me Oppa, just Jungkook, okay? He said seriously and went upstairs to the bedroom. What happened to him? You shrugged off as you thought he might be tired and took a trip around the whole house. Later at night, you were walking forth and back. Then Jungkook, who came to the living room, saw you being nervous about something. What happened? You are looking nervous, he asked, making you stop at your place. Actually, I didn't prepare dinner because I don't know how to cook, you said, looking down as you were scared to give eye contact to him. It's okay, you don't need to take any tension. Come, I'll teach you. As he said, you followed him to the kitchen. Van, do you know how to cook the rice? He asked while turning on the cooker. As you gave a nod as no, he chuckled at you. Then what do you know? I know only instant ramen. My mother used to cook daily. She said concentrate on studies. You can learn the cooking later. That's why I didn't learn anything, you said, pressing your lips against each other as you felt embarrassed in front of him. Support your mother. You are lucky to get parents like them, else some parents will taunt their children to learn the chores, especially to girls. He started preparing some side dish for the food. For that he was chopping carrots. Meanwhile, you stood beside him and was admiring his face. Wow, man, my husband is so handsome. His doe eyes, curled nose, those cherry lips, that's why you became my crush. But now I think I'm falling for you, Jungkook. You were smiling inside. As Jungkook was your crush from so long time. Since you grew up seeing each other occasionally, he became your crush. For his friendly nature, kind-heartedness, and his polite behavior brought a good impression on you. This was also one reason for marrying him. After a while, he finished cooking and you both started eating. Food is so good, Jungkook. Thanks for this. He smiled softly at you. Jungkook, can I ask you something? Yeah, what's that? I'm thinking of bringing job. Is that okay for you? Yeah, you don't need to ask my permission. It's your wish. Okay, I'm feeling full. You carry on. Good night. He said and left after putting the dishes in the sink without even looking at your disappointed face. Why is he behaving like this? I expected much from him. Why don't he behave like a newly wedded? Since morning I'm observing he is maintaining distance from me, giving one word answer and even behaving very formally. Isn't he interested in this marriage? Many questions were popped in your mind, but you don't have any answer to any of them. You came to the bedroom and saw your husband, who was already sleeping, by facing his back to the other side of the bed, which was empty. You sighed and laid on that empty place and was thinking about him looking at the ceiling. Like this continued for many days. Before the marriage, he was friendly with you, but after the marriage, everything had changed. He was not even speaking with you properly. You would hear very few words from him, like you had your food, tell me if you need anything. Except those, he won't talk much. One day you were waiting for Jungkook to speak about something. There you saw he was coming downstairs, talking to some person on the call. You quickly went to him. Jungkook, I have something to discuss with you. Not now, Violin. He replied to you and was walking out from there, but as it was so important, you followed him. Jungkook, it's really important. Please give me some time. Can't you see I'm on call? I already have many headaches. Now you are also becoming my headache. He said angrily and left the house, leaving you broke into tears. You never expected this type of behavior from him. Already he wasn't talking with you properly. Again these words making you feel someone poking your heart with a knife. Am I headache to him? How can he say that? You are about to shed the tears, but you control them and went somewhere important. Jungkook was walking in the workplace hallway to go to his cabin. Then he heard something from them which was already bothering him. Hey Leah, do you know one of my friends married to a 34-year-old man? What's wrong in that, Lucy? Yeah, she's just 28 and their age gap is 7 years. You know how huge it was? Of course. So what? My parents have 10 years gap. It was many decades back. Now who will do these type of marriages? It will be very embarrassing for that bride. I hope she will live a better life. Hearing them, Jungkook left a deep sigh and left to his cabin. Excuse me, sir, may I come in? Yes, Ryan, please come in. You entered the cabin and greeted him with a smile. Good morning, Ryan. Please take your seat. You seated and submitted your certificates to him. Later, he interviewed you. I'm impressed with your knowledge and skills. Congratulations, you are selected to this role. Thank you so much, sir. You gave a handshake to him with a bright smile, which was an output of your. Well, come, I will introduce you to my manager. He'll be discussing with you about the further process. You both went to the manager, who was just finishing his conference with his abroad client. Yes, come in, Daniel. As he heard the voice of Daniel, he replied while searching for some file in his system drive. Hi, Mr. John. She is our new resource Ryan. One, he is our team manager, Mr. John Jungkook. At once, you both gave an eye contact and uttered each other's name. Jungkook? Ryan? You both already knew each other? Yeah, she is my neighbor. I mean, my friend's wife. He gestured with his eyes to say yes to his answer, but you are not ready to do this because you got hurt by his words. Who would introduce his wife as his friend's wife? Your heart was just broken into pieces. As if he says, then I'm his friend's wife, you said, glaring at Jungkook, who was looking at Daniel nervously. If he says, what do you mean, Ryan? Daniel, I will talk with her about further process. Now you leave from here. Before he could clarify his doubt, Jungkook sent him out of the conference room and left a sharp breath, which you can say he was relieved. Why didn't you say that you are going to attending to the interview in our company? I don't know that you are working here. Even you also never disclosed about your professional matters. You said sternly, looking down, as you couldn't look at him for what he did to you. Okay. Anyways, come. I will introduce you to the team. One more thing, don't say that you are my wife to anyone. I don't like it, he said without even bothering about your feelings and emotions. Hey team, she's our new resource Ryan. Ryan, she's Leah, then Lucy, then John, and you already know Daniel, your team leader. Introduction was done, and from next day you started working. You both returned to the home from office. There he dropped on the couch and threw his head to the backrest. You used to offer something to him daily in the evening, but today you were silently went to your room and came downstairs with your luggage. With that, Jungkook was shocked. Are you going somewhere? Yes, from today I'm going to live in the downstairs. Because I'm your invisible friend's wife, then how can I share the room with you? You expected him to stop you, but his next sentence hurted you deeply. Oh, it's good for us. You better leave in that room. Before going inside the room, he stopped you. When I'm sorry, you thought he said for introducing you as his neighbor, but you lost your hope after hearing his words again. I'm sorry for calling you headache in the morning. I was in a work tension at that time. Once again, I'm sorry for that. He left upstairs while you stood at that place, dropping the chairs for his behavior. Why not? When your husband introduced you as someone else's wife, when your boyfriend introduced you as someone else's girlfriend, whatever the situation, you would definitely hurt in this case, because as you can't tolerate when other women says your husband as hers, here the case also the same. Days were passing, you both were living like neighbors even though you were under the same roof. One day you both got ready to go for the party which was arranged by Leah on the occasion of her birthday. Jungkook, can you please give me a ride? Cabs are not available from our house. You lied to him as you thought of trying to tell about your feelings while going on the car. You thought after saying about your love towards him, he might express his feelings towards you. Don't worry, I have already booked a cab for you, so you can come in that. I don't want our team to know that you are my wife. Please try to understand, he said and left. You were literally broken into tears. Everyone was enjoying the party except you and Jungkook. You both were staring at each other, except that you guys can't do anything. For the first time, he saw tears in your eyes while you were wiping to not show any of them, but he didn't know the reason behind it. Then Daniel came and asked you for a dance. When shall we dance? At first, you rejected his offer, but somehow you agreed and was dancing with him. That you formal dance, but seeing you with Daniel, Jungkook's blood was boiling. He was feeling too much jealousy. Hey Daniel, don't you have a shame to dance with some other's wife? You already know she's married, and you Ryan, don't you know that your husband will get hurt if he sees you dancing with other man? With that, everyone around you started looking weird at you and Daniel. Even though you are a strong girl, you can't take those words. Tears already found their way out. You gave a serious look to Jungkook and left the party without saying anything. Then Jungkook also followed you to the house. Ryan stopped there. He was calling you from outside of your house, but you didn't reply him and rushed inside the house. Then he grabbed your hand and made you stop. What do you want, Jungkook? It was not enough what you did in the party? Do you know what you said? You said yelling at him loudly while tears flowing down. Yes, I can't tolerate when somebody touches my wife, but I'm sorry for yelling at you in front of everyone. Huh? What you said, wife? Now you remember I'm your wife? Now you remember me as your wife when somebody touches? Why it's not what you think? There is a reason for saying like that. What's that? You don't like me, right? You know, you are my long-time crush, and when I married you, I fell for you. But I think marrying you is my mistake now. What did you say? You fell for me? You loving me? It means you are not forced to this marriage. He was shocked to hear your confession. What made you think I married you forcefully? Age gap. We have a 10 years age gap. My dad told about your father's promise. I thought you won't agree because of my age. But you agreed. Then I thought you were forced by your parents. What the? Age gap? I never saw that as an obstacle, Jungkook. Love has nothing to do with the age. Even though you are 32, you are still looking like a 25, you know. And moreover, I love you for what you are. Age wasn't in my thoughts. You know, I also have a crush on you. For seeing you, I'd come to your house every week with some baseless reasons. When my father told me about the marriage, I was very happy to get my long-time crush as my wife. But this age thing bothered me. That's why I maintained distance from you. And one day I heard about Lucy's and Leah's conversation the same day you came to the office. That's why I told you as my friend's wife, because I don't want someone to pity on you, and even I'm afraid that they will insult me. You again had in disbelief. Jungkook, lack of communication is the main reason for this. How many times have I tried to talk with you? But you never gave me a chance. You know how much I hurt because of you? Now I understand. I'm really sorry for everything, Ryan. It was my mistake. I should not have imagined things myself. But please forgive me, Ryan. I really wanted to start a better life with you, so please. He was requesting you with tears in his eyes. After what you did, you just want me to leave with a simple sorry? What about the days I cried because of you? Just because I love you doesn't mean I will forgive you easily. You should earn my forgiveness until I'll be leaving this house. You left the house leaving him broken like he did many times to you. Hope Jungkook earns Ryan's forgiveness and live his happy life with Ryan as he decides. What do you say, guys?